Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's time for the first war of the season against KenOB. We've got 4 great fights for you. One against a domino where mistakes were definitely made. Pretty excited to show it to you. Make sure you hit like and subscribe so you catch all the content and can follow along as I improve as a player in this war season. And also make sure to check out the description for a link to the I Love You 3000 giveaway, where we will definitely be giving away at least a single Odin and 2 Black Panther's treasures to help out with the Black Friday deals that will be coming up. All right, so we're going to be moving on. Our first fight of the season was the Strike Counter Fury against Invisible Woman. I was assigned to bring in Archangel for this fight. We did take this last season, so I wasn't too concerned, even with this being a duped rank 3 Invisible Woman. Well, I'm going to be paying attention to my charges there, also knowing that she is going to start invisible, so I don't want to just go in and attack because I will miss. But as soon as we get that first parry and then land the heavy with the bleed coming on, the fight is definitely in my hands here. Something interesting happens where I'm supposed to get a bar of power when she gets pushed over a bar of power, so I intentionally timed my combo for it to coincide with pushing her over bar of power. But if you saw there, I didn't get one. I'm not really sure why that is. There was one neurotoxin up, but I wouldn't think that would have any influence with me gaining power. And so it did throw me off here. You can see I ended up losing count of my hits and the combos that I had used, and I really wasn't sure what to do. But even with her mounting, 9 Furies there, I knew I was only using Archangel for 1 fight. So, just stay calm, just do what I need to do. If I really had to, I could just parry heavy, and I could feel very confident that I'd get the neurotoxins up, and she would go down pretty quick. So I really wasn't too worried about it. It was an odd interaction there. And as far as this lane was concerned, this was the fight I was much more concerned about. This is a rank 3 Sasquatch here, again with the Strike Counter Fury. So I'm going to be wanting to throw my special ones as frequently as I can when I get to them to make sure that his Fury doesn't get too large, right? This guy can hit hard at times, especially if he's in that Wrath of Tanarak. And then making sure I evade his specials. And you will see I'm going to have a slip up here, but making sure I evade his specials. If I block them, there's that chance to stun, which does end up happening here. But you see, we're dextering, we're evading them. I know how to do that quite well, but sometimes we just make little mistakes here. But I am following the combos, keeping a track of my hits, and not getting him up too much. He does go indestructible because of the global, but just continuing to dex these specials. I personally like to try to keep him at relatively low power, so that when he does go into Wrath of the Tanarak, there's not too many specials he can throw. You see there, I missed the dex. He gets me, and so I get stunned. Luckily, I have the reduced stun on, and so I'm able to back out of that pretty quickly. So some damage is definitely being done, but the goal here is to just not die. So if I don't come out with 1% health, and that's what I come out with. I did make a mistake, and so something has happened. But again, we're going up against KenOB. I don't even know how many times in a row they've won anymore, 15, 16, something like that. So wanted to bring our A game. This war was very tight. In fact, I think at this point in the war, we were up 1-0 as far as the deaths were concerned. But you see Torch's temperatures and things are up. The incinerates are starting to really do their job. The heal was triggered, but it was canceled out because of the potential for reversing. Stay calm. Let Torch do his thing. Make sure I evaded the specials well, and it eventually just works out. Moving on, this was what I thought and felt was going to be my toughest fight of the war. The BG leader, Alliance leader, definitely agreed. A lot of thought and planning went into this. I almost never get to use Mysterio, so I was very excited about this. I even removed dexterity from this so that I wouldn't get the buff from it, which means I'm going to be blocking a lot, but I'm only using him for 1 fight. I used the SP1 because the plan here was, to block as much as possible, of course, to parry, to get to the SP2 as quickly as I can, while also getting his gases up, which means ending combos in a medium. Get those 2-3 to increase the length of the power drain, which will be coming right here. You'll see it. Now, here's where I think I made a mistake. is I pushed her over a bar of power, meaning there was the chance for her to go lucky. And so I think I did get a little bit lucky that I got lucky that my special was able to land. I was able to finish the combo and I didn't have to back out. I think that's something that if I take this, and I do correct that towards the end of the fight. I'm going to make that same mistake one more time. I think it's right here. See right there, I could have sent her into lucky. I don't think it's the end of the world, but ideally I wouldn't want to do that. I could pull back and make sure I just land the SP2 a little earlier. Just to make sure, because that's the whole point of how this fight was taken. That was the whole theory here, was to get to the SP2, to power drain, and just kind of rinse and repeat. And if I end this fight with 1% health, that's fine. Mysterio was brought in specifically for this fight. So you'll see here, we're coming up. I have made the adjustment. She's lucky. We're going to get her to throw her special. Remember, I have removed dexterity, so I'm just going to be blocking these. And then there we go. I just initially go straight into the SP2, get the power drain on, and I think we're going to get one more in to finish this fight off. And I was really happy with this. One of the cool things about having such a large roster is sometimes you get an opportunity like this to bring in a champion specifically for one fight or two fights that you otherwise wouldn't get to use. And it was really fun to be helpful in this way. So I enjoyed this. And there we go. I think that was the time where I did a much better job. There actually was where I could have gone in for a combo. I didn't. Just landed the parry, made sure it landed, and then threw the special, and making sure that she was not lucky with that chance to evade. Now, I fortunately remembered that I needed to go back and put dexterity back on, put it back on. This is why I did not use the pre-fight ability with Torch on the Sasquatch fight, which did make that Sasquatch fight quite a bit more difficult. But was to have it for here. This does have kinetic transference. So if I got the chance to reparry, I was ready to use it. I've been working on those skills and I have that down pretty well now. Even been working on it with against various champions. I'm going to be going ahead and using the invulnerability boost. The war was very close, and if you got a chance to beat KenOB, you really want to capitalize on it. So decided to go ahead and use it just in case the power somehow got out of control on this. But as you see, Torch against a Mystic is an overpowered option to begin with, but using that pre-fight ability, I'd really have to mess this up. I am going to punish. I think it's a heavy, a little bit late, and so I'll take a hit or two. I think right here, it's going to be coming up. Here it is. And it is what it is. So I made a mistake, but just readjusting from it. I know it did make me a little bit hesitant. I was worried that I actually had missed. And then I figured, you know what? I've got the pre-fight ability on. This fight is well in hand. I don't need to worry too much. I'm just going to play ultra conservative, come out with a win. What do I care if I come out with 10% health or 90% health? It really doesn't matter to me. So just played real conservative. Didn't even really get a chance there to do the reparries, and that's fine. The point was to win the fight, make sure he didn't hit into my block too much. And it worked. It worked perfectly. The invulnerability seemed like way overkill on that one. And maybe even the pre-fight, but who knows? I'd rather win and feel like I didn't need something than go the other way around. And was really excited to take those fights. So we did come up on the losing side of this. KenOB's KenOB for a reason. They're excellent. They're awesome. They do a fantastic job. And I think we played well too. I was really excited to get 4 fights there. I know that it was considered my second 2 fights that were considered to be quite difficult. And so I was proud and excited to come out there and to get to use a unique champion in Mysterio. And congratulations to our MVPs, names we've seen up there quite a bit. FaZe, King Buck, and of course Legacy. You've heard me say those names before, and I'm sure you know them too. But I'm really excited. It was great. It was a great start to the season. I'm pumped up to get that going. Confidence is definitely set in. And as I've said multiple times, it was just cool to get to use Mysterio and to really think about how he's going to interact with that fight against that opponent on that node. So hopefully we get to have some more unique champions coming in there, and we continue with the progress this season. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and definitely comment. I enjoy that interaction so much. All right, take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow on Twitter at VegaGaming583. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.